Bad news for Zapatero. His friend Candido Conde-Pumpido won't be able to save him in the Constitutional Court. Let's get started. Hello everyone and welcome to a new edition of Medidas Cautelares. We continue talking about the Zapatero case, the Plus Ultra case, and pay close attention because we bring bad news for former Prime Minister José Luis Rodríguez Zapatero, and the truth is that every day seems to bring bad news for him. And the information we're revealing is that the President of the Constitutional Court, Candido Conde-Pumpido, who is his friend, won't be able to save Zapatero in the Constitutional Court. That's right, as you're hearing, we're going to share this information as always on screen. And if you haven't done it yet, remember to subscribe to the channel. As you're hearing, we're going to share this information as always on screen. And if you haven't done it yet, remember to subscribe to the channel. We're already on the final push before August. And we already have on screen this bad news. Conde-Pumpido required to recuse himself in the Plus Ultra case because of his close friendship with Zapatero. And here you have precisely the archive photo from when José Luis Rodríguez, his friend, was Prime Minister. Back in 2006, 20 years ago, his friend Candido Conde-Pumpido is not going to be able to preside over the State Tribunal. Constitutional Court President Candido Conde-Pumpido must recuse himself from the Plus Ultra case due to his close friendship with former Prime Minister José Luis Rodríguez Zapatero. The head of Central Investigating Court Number 4 of the National Court, for alleged crimes of influence peddling, money laundering, forgery, embezzlement, tax fraud, and smuggling. Former President's defense, led by lawyer Victor Moreno Catena, has filed several motions before Judge Calama, claiming fundamental rights violations to annul the case. Candido Conde-Pumpido supported that claim in an interview on Spanish television. Zapatero backed the rights violation claim, saying his schedules and messages were leaked to the media. This comes after his right-hand man in the alleged criminal scheme, Julio Martinez Julito, implicated him in agreeing on a commission with the airline Plus Ultra in exchange for securing the bailout of the company by the government of Pedro Sánchez. Well, the legal sources we've consulted say that Zapatero's lawyer is preparing the ground to try to annul the investigation of the Plus Ultra case. Faced with this, the legal sources we've consulted state that the lawyer for the Constitutional Court, presided over by Candido Conde-Pumpido, all these documents, in which the annulment of evidence submitted in the proceedings is requested, would ultimately lead to an appeal before the Constitutional Court. During the process itself, in which the annulment of evidence provided by the procedure is requested, it would ultimately lead to an appeal before the Constitutional Court during the investigation itself. It should be noted that the President of the Constitutional Court cannot review an appeal in the middle of an investigation. He can only do so in cassation. However, that is when someone has already been tried and convicted. Nevertheless, with Conde-Pumpido as President of the Constitutional Court, any legal aberration is possible, they add. The Constitutional Court, we recall, is currently made up of leftist judges, including Conde-Pumpido, and 5 conservative judges. The same sources consulted emphasized that in the hypothetical case that Zapatero were to appeal to the court, Constitutional Court, Candido Conde-Pumpido would be obliged to abstain from the deliberations due to his close friendship with the former Prime Minister. An intimate friendship that goes beyond the fact that Zapatero appointed Conde-Pumpido as Attorney General, his friend, amistad con el expresidente del gobierno of state during his government. It is not ruled out that after being formally implicated, Zapatero himself may have sought legal advice from a poder. And what about the Constitutional Court, which is presided over by Candido Conde-Pumpido, regarding Conde-Pumpido's obligation to recuse himself in the Constitutional Court since he's a friend? Will he be able to? Article 80 of the Organic Law of the Constitutional Court states that, in the absence of specific regulation, in this law, the provisions of the Organic Law of the Judiciary and the Civil Procedure Law apply on a supplementary basis. As for recusal, Article 219.9 of the Organic Law of the Judiciary requires judges or magistrates to withdraw from cases if they have close friendships or clear enmity with any party, their representatives or lawyers. Therefore, as we say, Zapatero Tribunal or clear enmity with any of the parties involved, their representatives or their lawyers. As we say, Zapatero and Conde-Pumpido are buddies, so Conde, as a friend, can't take part in any Constitutional Court deliberations on a hypothetical appeal by Zapatero's lawyer. And the investigation would be irregular, similar to a hypothetical appeal the lawyer might file. The Constitutional Court could only decide on an appeal when he has already been tried and convicted and there is already a final judgment from Conde-Pumpido. The Constitutional Court will be able to act. With Conde-Pumpido, anything is possible, so they can take advantage of any moment to stir things up. The alleged violation of fundamental rights. Well, in the last few hours we've seen that Judge Calama has rejected one of the attempts to annul the case and the searches by Zapatero's defense because they filed a motion for nullity out of time, but they filed several motions with the court. For example, Zapatero's defense. In one of those motions filed before Judge Calama, it was emphasized that the judicial bodies are constitutionally obligated to effectively control the legality of everything introduced into the case and determine whether they meet the constitutional and legal requirements. The document stated that without understanding each aspect, foreign evidence with rules and guarantees different from those in the European Convention on Human Rights, the Charter of Fundamental Rights of the European Union, and the Spanish Constitution cannot be used. This reference, then, was when the United States had handed over to the court and Judge Calama the famous device, the information from the mobile device, seized from Rodolfo Reyes, one of the executives of Plus Ultra, and it had been, well, a key piece in the Plus Ultra case, and it had been, well, a key piece in the investigation. It's not that important anymore, because now everything Rodolfo Reyes said in those messages has been corroborated and confirmed in court by none other than the man who was Zapatero's right-hand man in this scheme, which is Julio Martinez Julito. In another document submitted to Judge Calama, the defense of the former president of the government stated that the right to an ordinary judge predetermined by law had been violated, to a fair trial and to effective judicial protection, and Zapatero's right to be presumed innocent. And this was precisely the one that was annulled, the one that Judge Calama rejected in the last hours, considering that this motion to annul by Zapatero's defense had been filed late after the deadline. And this is revealed in Medidas Cautelares. Bad news for former President José Luis Rodríguez Zapatero, his friend, former Attorney General and current Constitutional Court President Cándido Conde, who, su amigo, el exfiscal, will not abstain from the deliberations on the Plus case in the Constitutional Court, and from the Constitutional Court, former President Cándido Conde-Pumpido, Luis Rodríguez Zapatero. It is not ruled out that Zapatero's defense may try to file an appeal requesting the annulment of the proceedings or reporting a violation of rights. He will be able to take part in the investigation, the court proceedings, or report the violation of fundamental rights in the middle of the investigation, something that is irregular. The President of the Constitutional Court should not accept it, but since Conde-Pumpido is presiding, nothing can be ruled out. In any case, Cándido Conde-Pumpido, if that appeal were to reach the Constitutional Court in the middle of the investigation, Conde-Pumpido himself would be there. He would have to withdraw from this case due to his close friendship with the former socialist prime minister. Any new developments we learn in the coming hours about this Plus Ultra case, the Zapatero case, which is honestly really heating up before we go on vacation in August, we'll keep reporting them here on Medidas Cautelares. That's all for this edition of Medidas Cautelares. Feel free to comment on what we revealed, what's coming, and your view on Zapatero's legal outlook, which I find very bleak. Leave me your opinions and thank you for supporting this channel by subscribing and also by becoming members. Like those chosen for less than the Constitutional Court per month, or like the Supreme ones for less than €8. Conde, who is a friend, won't be able to get 627,556,370 constitutional per month, or like the Supreme ones for less than €8 a month. You can contribute via Bizum at 627556370. Your donations are being invested in the channel's rebranding. I can't share more details. There are going to be changes regarding the Constitutional Court, investing in a rebranding of the channel, so that in September I can show you everything. I won't be able to enseñar todo. Yo creo que va a quedar. The Constitutional Court. All thanks to you, to your contributions, to your support, and for always, every day, watching this information, staying informed firsthand through Medidas Cautelares. The most important thing, as I always tell you, is that this information reaches everyone because information is power. See you soon.